Okay, hey everybody. This is our last quarterfinal match, so that's super exciting. I just wanted to go ahead and start with a little disclaimer. Unfortunately, at the end of this tournament, I really run all of these stuff off of one cheap laptop. And at the end of the 5G tournament, essentially my laptop got super tired of streaming and recording and managing the tournament all at once. And the semifinal matches and the final match are pretty sketchy video files, really laggy and whatnot. You'll see a lot of lag in this video. But I'm afraid it only gets worse for the semifinals and final. So I just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to try my best to put out something semi-watchable for those, but it is very disappointing that the most important matches are the lowest quality. I just thought I'd let you know, since it will be noticeable in this video. With that said, let's go ahead and start our recording of this match. Okay, so this one we've got fozmonot against GalacticOreo7, and so we have got Foz on the top, and we have got GalacticOreo7 on the bottom. Here are their bands, and here are their picks. So we see fozmonot is going to be playing as the High Priestess, and Galactic Oreo is going to be playing as Naz'brussik. So Foz goes ahead and starts first, and he's going to play a Dawnbringer Brute 2 to his gates to go ahead and start us off. And then we see Underchurch Reverend and a Crusher Brute 2. So that's great first turn for Oreo. Every Delguan player wants to see Underchurch Reverend as their first turn move. But then we see a really strong counter over here with Standard Bearer and the Sunseer right off the bat from Foz. So really strong openers from both of them right away. We see some extra positioning with these Brute 2s with the advancement of the Crusher Brute and playing a different Brute 2 to the side. Now Foz is playing the High Priestess here, which does get the Light Cloaks right next to the Underchurch Reverend and that Crusher Brute. Then he's going to play a free reposition because of the Sunseer, switching those two with the Crusher Brute 2, and then for his second action, he is going to attack with the Unfatigued Brute 2, killing the Underchurch Reverend. So that's a nice play for Foz because it does limit the value that Oreo's going to get from his Underchurch Reverend, but he has played a lot of his hand now, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Oreo's going to go ahead and shift into Protect His Gates and then chip off one of the Light Cloaks. Now Foz is going to use Light Cloak ability to go back on top of that Priestess, then play a Brute 3 to the gates. So he should hope that there's not a Brute Force here so that that Crusher Brute can't get a trade up, but it doesn't look like that's coming. We see the trading of the two bottom Brutes. And then Oreo's going to go ahead and shift over his Brute 2 right in front of the Sunseer, which is really nice play because you want to put a lot of pressure on that Sunseer. Foz has really good play here too, though, where he does advance that Brute 3 to threaten the Brute 2, and then he puts a Light Cloak on top of the Sunseer to protect him. Oreo has a nice play. He puts the Forge Father behind the Brute 2 to essentially protect or get a trade up if the Brute 3 eats the 2, and then he chips off the Light Cloak. He's kind of hoping that there's not a cannon shot or a barrage for Foz at this time, but it doesn't look like he does, and Foz is going to go ahead and shift over to the side and take a draw action, so he's probably looking for either a cannon shot or a barrage here. And then we see some more shifting, so the Forge Father goes right next to that Brute 3, and he pushes up that Brute 2 to put some pressure on the Sunseer. Now Foz is going to go ahead and shift over that 3 and take another draw action. And so that does mean that, unfortunately for Foz, Oreo does get that trade off of the Sunseer, so he only had the one use of the Sunseer's ability, which is what you're looking for if you are not the Refractory player. And also Oreo now has Faithful Servant, which puts a lot of pressure on that Brute 3. Foz was really fishing for an answer for Forge Father and drew for both of his actions, and it seems like he didn't get what he wanted, and so that did leave that Brute 3 vulnerable to get taken out by that Forge Father there. I think that's a case of looking really specifically for a card that could be the answer to your problems, and sometimes when you get in that mindset, it's really easy to make these simple mistakes that end up in something bad happening for you. But he does have some pressure now with the High Priestess there, and Oreo has to be defensive with the Deep Rock Delver or Deep Rock Soldier and moving over the Faithful Servant. This is a nice place from Foz, shifting the High Priestess over to the middle and having the Crusher Brute out to put some pressure on the Deep Rock Soldier. But this is a great counterplay by Oreo, shifting up the Deep Rock Soldier and playing Immolation, so that gets rid of both the threat of the Brute 2 and also the High Priestess, so that's some really nice value for him from that card. Fozmonot here is going to go ahead and shift over his Standard Bearer and stack a 1 soldier on top of his gates. Then we see Naz'brussik come out and a recruitment drive played. So he has 3 cultists. We see Chandler on the top. And then we see Foz is going to go ahead and move the Standard Bearer back and stack a 2 on here. And then we see a secret tunnel for the first action. And then, Oreo activates the Queen Below's ability, which he can do while fatigued, to chip off the top fighter. And then that sacrifice cultist gains him an action, and he's able to repeat that 2 more times to get into the gates that turn. So great final turn for him, getting the win. And that's it. So nice game there between Foz and Galactic Oreo. So here is the bracket now. Here are the semifinals we're going to be looking at. We have GalacticOreo7 versus Zero Skater 12. And on the other side, we have Paz, Roxy Enjoyer against Chad Icular. So it's been super exciting getting to this point. We'll see what the quality is like for the semifinals. Hopefully it's watchable. That's it. Go play some Gudnak. National championships are coming up at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. November 21st through 23rd are the dates of that event. And I believe the tournament is on the 22nd. And there's still like 12 or 13 spots left. So if anywhere in the area, you should hop on that. I really wished I didn't live so far west so I could go to that easily. It'd be super cool. Have a great time if you go to that. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.